Welcome to Big Balls and Bad Calls. This is a channel hosted by yours truly, Emil, and my brother here, Manny. Today we're gearing up for the opening weekend of the Premier League, one that we love, and we've been viewing the Premier League for about 15 years now. But without wasting any more time, we're going to get right into it. Starting with Friday's early game, my favorite team, Arsenal, and they're coming up against Brentford. So, Manny, what do you take for this game?
All I see is this is Arsenal W, to be honest. The only threat I see that Brentford possesses is Ivan Toney. 33 goals in all competitions last season. That's no joke. Finishes everything. No leftovers.
I couldn't agree with you more. Again, I'm going to be a little bit biased being an Arsenal supporter myself. It's been quite a few trying years, I'll say that much. I think it's a must-win for our guys, considering that Brentford's a newly promoted side. We're already walking on pretty thin ice. We haven't acquired any new signings, however, the group of guys don't really have much to lose, and we still have the star power. I expect them to step up and get the job done in the first one here. I'll also finish by saying I think this is going to be my big balls call of the weekend. I'm going to put a unit, maybe 2 units on it, try to get the bankroll going off early. Talking $100, $200 perhaps, but no more of that. We'll head over to Man United and Leeds.
This could be a barn burner. I could see this being a 3-2, 4-3 even game. I know Leeds can blow the doors open.
A wild one.
Yeah, I do.
A wild one.
I don't know. We're not sure if Sancho will get that start, but I think United have the qualities to get through with the W here.
I really think this is a tricky one. Leeds, for me, as a promoted side, they showed that they can really work with the top teams. Their work rate is fucking phenomenal. Every time these guys play, they're playing to win. And if you don't match that work rate and you come half-ass, they're going to steamroll you. Again, United's got the quality. I think they shouldn't have any problems with Leeds. But I also see them having kind of a slow start. They can be a little bit stagnant. The right stars don't show up. I don't know how it's really going to go over for them.
Braun still in question.
And that too, these new pieces, they're great. They're great on paper, but you got to see how they fit with the squad. And personally, I think Leeds could possibly pull an upset or get the draw here against United. Again, I'm a bit biased.
Is that a Leeds call?
I'm not a big fan of United, but I wouldn't necessarily say I'd be putting my mortgage on Leeds, but I do like their chances. I really do. So
I feel like they'll put the ball in the back of the net, but I just feel like the quality of the United front, they'll see the W here.
Again, Bruno Fernandes. I always forget about this guy, man. He is a killer. He is a killer. And I seen he's posted as likely to start, so that's huge for United. We'll head over to Burnley and Brighton. Don't really have too much to say about this one. Both very defensive teams. If I had to choose a winner, I'm probably going to back Burnley. I think they're a little more efficient up front and work better as a unit. Don't rely on luck as much, but I'm thinking it's going to be a draw.
Yeah.
Low-scoring draw here.
That's a draw all day for me, I think. Burnley shuts that game down, and they always have trouble scoring. I could see it 0-0, 1-1, nothing more than that.
So, moving on then, we'll head over to Chelsea and Palace. Whew. This is a tasty one. So Chelsea just had the Super Cup game. They played midweek. That can be a bit taxing. Game went all the way to penalties. All that taken into consideration, I think you have to say that Palace is still going to get spanked. These guys, I'm sorry. Chelsea's got the quality. They've got the signings. They've got the coach. All the pieces are starting to fit together. They started the campaign with some silverware.
Big Rom flew into London today.
He's back. Daddy's home.
It's way
Lots going on at Chelsea, and it feels like a lot of positive energy. Palace.
So is that a Chelsea lock?
I think so, yeah. I think Chelsea is
lock.
Team you can back pretty good here. A lot of depth, a lot of good class and quality. Guys that want to prove their point, keep their spot.
And for the bettors, halftime, full-time would even be a great play for me.
See if Werner can score. I bet the odds on that one are pretty good. Probably getting 25-1.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Everton and Southampton. Ooh, these are weird ones. These guys are a little tough to gauge. What do you think about this?
I like Everton. Southampton's lost their front man, Danny Ings. I think that's huge. I still really can't believe that he made that transfer, but I just see them rolling with Che Adams in the front, and I like him, but I just do not think he could provide what Ings could. And I think if not a draw, I think Everton steals it. Minus 110 odds. I think I'd take that.
I agree with that one as well. I think Southampton, they really have a lack of threat, and Everton's really just been getting better and better and better, and same group of guys are starting to fit. They show that they can be competitive against the very best in the league. I think they'll want to get off to a hot start in this campaign, and Southampton's a perfect team to do it against. Alrighty, Leicester versus Wolves.
Love this one.
Tasty, isn't it?
I gotta go Leicester all day here. The Wolves got a brand new identity. Who knows how they'll play, if they'll be defensive, offensive. We know what Nuno brought to the table, but we're not sure with this new manager.
It's not a Nuno Wolves no more.
Yeah, exactly. I like Kahie, Nacho, and Vardy up front too. I think coming off that win off City too is great for confidence. And yeah, W.
I'll be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with the way Leicester finished the campaign last season. They're hit or miss there for a while, but I don't think that sits well with the players at that club either. They're very competitive guys, and I think Leicester will be looking to get an early dub here against a Wolves team that's had a lot of changes. We don't really know how they're going to react.
Is Traore even happy?
Does Traore even start? I don't know.
Is
Traore still at Wolves? I'm trying to imagine that. Like, this fucking guy is an absolute killer.
Yeah.
Can't believe he hasn't been turning the head to the top clubs in the world. But that's besides the point. And moving on now, we've got Watford versus Villa. Villa.
I like Villa here. They lost, obviously, their best player in Grealish, but I still think Danny Ings is a absolute steal.
I agree. Very, very good acquisition. Losing Grealish, it is a massive loss, but I feel like Aston Villa last season, even when Grealish was out with injury, they showed they had a lot of individuals that were willing to step up and make a difference, really prove that they can be the guy. And I think Watford being newly promoted, they didn't really impress me too much last year in the championship, and
on the day,
I could see them taking a beating.
Villa could smash you 7-2.
They could. you know they could.
I'm that Liverpool diehard.
Liverpool, taking jabs at his own club. Speaking of Liverpool, we got them next, but I think Villa's that's a for sure win
like
for me.
That play.
I think they got the odds posted at over evens.
Plus 115,
you'd be silly not to give that one a go.
Yeah, I like that play all day.
Liverpool, Norwich. I
shouldn't say what I think of this game. I think it's gonna be a bloodbath.
Every time I write off Liverpool, they seem to fuck me over, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is an easy dub for Liverpool. Has to.
Oh yeah. Canate and Van Dijk in the back. Hopefully that could be the start.
And after the abysmal end to last season, if it wasn't for Alisson having a big cock, jumping up there at the 95th minute and put one in the back of the net. I don't know if you guys, do you have Champions League?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna head into the Sunday games. We got Newcastle and West Ham. I'm a bit of a fanboy of West Ham. I really like what they're doing at that club.
Yeah.
Over last season, it's been brilliant. They've become a lot more locked down, and Antonio.
Moyes and the boys.
Moyes and the boys. Lingard's no longer there, though.
No, he left.
No, they didn't get the
But Antonio scores goals. Finishes everything he touches.
That's a little bit unfortunate for them. I also think Newcastle, they finished the last season really, really strongly. Joe Willock was really stepping it up for them. He's no longer there.
Yeah.
So that's huge. And even when he was there, I feel like that Newcastle side, when I watch them, they look like they're having an identity crisis.
The only possible threat is Maximin.
And even him is when you're all alone, and it's tough. It's the Premier League. You can't just run circles around everybody and expect to paw one in the net, unless you're Traore and you get undercredited. But that just happens. Hey, it happens. It's football.
So who are you taking here?
West Ham all day.
Yeah, I have to.
I think Newcastle's still trying to figure out what they're trying to achieve, what their next move is. I don't think they really even have a true target in mind. They've just been kind of all over the map.
Survive.
More or less. And our last game of the weekend. Oh, this is a beautiful one to top off opening weekend, isn't it? City versus Tottenham. Now, City is you'd have to be basically nuts. You'd have to have a missing screw to ever back against City, no matter who they play. And while they've acquired some stronger pieces,
Still trying to get over that loss, so I was
But-
a lot more certain.
and too, they got those great signings, but you start to question, like, how are these guys going to fit in a side that's already
slow down that play.
become so dominant, right? Yeah, we spoke about that. Grealish, the touching point there. With that being said, though, I still think Tottenham, for me, a lot of guys looking around wondering who's going to do what.
It's a short time for Nuno to really turn the club around.
Nuno, I have a lot of respect
I
for.
like
I think
him.
if a man can do it,
I do think
probably be Nuno.
for sure.
Although against Manchester City,
The big ass.
I don't think any club in the entire league would be like, hey, I want to play City opening day. Like, that's a tough start to the campaign.
I'll say a draw here.
A draw.
I'm gonna go draw. The last game, I think they could.
Historically,
Stop.
Tottenham does well against City also, but I have to go Man City. No, I can't. Yeah, Man City for sure.
I'll stick with my draw.
But that concludes all the thoughts on the opening weekend. We're as excited as you guys are to see what happens and unfolds. I know we've been waiting a long time for this one. A couple months feels like years.
So what is your big balls call?
So I mentioned it earlier. I think the big balls call for me is going to be Arsenal.
First one
You know,
of the day,
they're on some
first
shaky
one.
legs. A lot of people are questioning them, but with that being the early game as well, like I said, it'll get that bankroll rolling. I'm thinking of playing a unit or 2 units, which will just basically return what I stake. So if I go 100, 200, that gives me some good free shots on the next day. I'd love to jump on a parlay with Liverpool, United, and Chelsea.
Leicester Wolves. That's gotta be my big balls.
Big balls. Who?
It's gotta be
Leicester.
Leicester.
Leicester to beat Wolves.
That. Yep. Leicester to be great odds, basically evens on that.
Now,
I'll take that.
any overvalued games that you like? You pockmarked one earlier. It was Villa. Plus 125.
Yeah.
That's what the odds were,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. That's what I had seen
They've
them
been
posted
moving,
at.
yeah.
I think you can't turn away from that.
No, for sure. If you even wanted to parlay that, you could. With a couple for sure.
Most
Liverpool,
definitely.
Chelsea.
Well, I'm trying to stay away from the parlays, play more of these singular games,
Yeah,
especially with a lot
I
of the
agree.
value before we get things figured out.
Yeah.
But that being said, you guys have all of our thoughts, everything that we can give you to help you make a better decision this weekend.
And who
So-
had the big balls and who had the bad calls?
We'll find out after. We'll give you an update. We'll be laughing. And if you want to see some live updates on the Arsenal game where I stake a decent amount, you can head over to our Instagram, Big Balls, Bad Calls. Check it out. We'll have some live updates for you as we process our bets and head through the weekend. Hopefully it's an exciting one. I can't wait for Christmas. Like and subscribe, and a new video will drop before every match week, and we'll cover each and every one of the Premier League games for you, give you our thoughts and feedback.
Here we go.
See you until next time.